Hello, everybody. What do you think of my shirt, guys? This is a picture of my Max. I had him put on this shirt. This is a fake pocket, by the way. So he's popping out of the pocket saying, "Hello, how you doing?" What I did was I sent them in a picture, and I guess somehow they put it on the material. So yeah, about glory days, when I rode in, I was expecting to ride in with other bikers, and there was no bikers around me. But then as soon as I got there was other bikers that came from different directions. Yeah, there was a lot of bikes there, guys. I mean, there had to be at least 1,000 motorcycles, and probably about 3,000 people. And I'm going to go to it next year. Next year, I'm going to stay there a little longer. You know, it's not easy to go somewhere like that, to go to an event like that by yourself. It's just almost everyone that goes there, they were there with other people. So hey, I got shocks for the Jeep because I think the Jeep needed shocks. I got Rancho shocks. And of course, they're made in China. So yeah, because see that? Made in China right there. So I'm going to have my mechanic put these on, guys, because I can't be honest with you. My body hurts me so much. I'm not going to even try to take those wheels off that Jeep and put these shocks on. I'm going to just have him do it. So here they are, guys. Look at that bad boy, man. I guess that's the front. I hope. I hope they gave me the right ones. Let's see here. These were $208. I got them on Amazon. Okay, let's check this one here out. They don't say whether these are front or back. Mm-mm. You know what I'll do is I'll go online here and I'll see if there's a video. That way I'll make sure that these are the right ones. Okay, here's this must be, yeah, it doesn't say whether front or back. PO 167. So all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to definitely, you know what, I might as well open all four of them. I might as well, right? If it wasn't raining, I would drop the Jeep off right now. And because I have to take the e-bike back. Okay, that's another one like that with the stud on top. Ow, man, that hurt. And this last one, of course, they put it in upside down. Yeah, the last one has those two fingers on top. Yeah, I think it needs shocks. I'm pretty sure of that. And I'm going to also buy a steering stabilizer. Steering stabilizer I can put on myself. But I'm going to also buy a steering stabilizer for it too. I'll tell you what, guys, these things, man, are massive. These are huge. Because we're going to definitely go down the Outer Banks again. But this time, we're going to the 4x4 area. There's Corolla and there's Cordova down there, where most of the cottages you have to have a high clearance 4x4 vehicle because all the roads are sand. There's no paved roads in that section of the Outer Banks. And the reason why I'm going on the 4x4 section is then I could ride my Jeep on the beach with my wife, and I can get my wife on the beach. You know, because she has to use a walker, guys, for long distances. So that way there. Plus, there's wild horses down there too. So that'll be nice. Yeah, so nobody stole anything off the motorcycle. You know, like I have those bolts I made for the rear fender bib. No one stole any of those. No one slashed up my seat. I don't think anyone siphoned gas out of it. I don't think anyone stole any part off it. The bike was real nice riding down there. I was doing like 80 miles an hour the whole way down. And now this winter I have to change. Excuse me. This, you know, whenever I eat something, I get this phlegm in my throat. So this winter, I'm going to change the oil, the engine oil, the oil filter. I'm going to also change the primary fluid, and I'm changing the transmission fluid. We're going to get the synthetic oil for the engine. We're getting synthetic oil for the transmission, and we're getting the regular primary oil for the primary. Because in a primary, you can't use synthetic. Because what will happen is the synthetic oil, it makes like it gums up on the friction discs and on the plates, and it actually does worse to your clutch discs. They'll slip a whole lot more with synthetic primary fluid. The First Amendment, guys. Let's talk about the First Amendment a little bit. In America, you have the freedom of speech, the freedom of religion, the freedom of choice, the freedom of assembly. That's what the First Amendment in the United States of America allows me to do. It allows me to have the freedom of speech, the freedom of thought, the freedom of choice, and the freedom of assembly. Back in 2010, I made a post on one of the Facebook accounts I have, which got hacked, by the way, back in 2010. I made a post about a girl I worked with, which I called her sis. Because a lot of the females me and my wife worked with in the personal care homes, we got along real good with them, so I called them sis. It's like when I work with some guys, I call them brother or bro. Well, I called her sis. And one day she left her diary laying around, so I look in the diary, and I guess she must have some kind of attraction to me or something. Excuse me. Hold on a minute, guys. I got to clear my throat. All right. So she left her diary laying around, so I look in her diary, and here You know, the girl I work with in a personal care home that I referred to as Sis. She left her diary laying around, so or maybe it fell out of her pocket or something. So I look in the diary, and in the diary she talks about how she wanted to have sex with my father. You know, and I couldn't figure that out. Why would she put something like that down? I never approached her about it. I put the diary back and I let it go. Some people got that mixed up. They thought I was talking about them. So that's why I'm including this in the video. If they come across this video, they now, you know, and I didn't put any names down. I didn't put any personal names down. I didn't put any first names or last names in that post I made on Facebook. And they thought it was about them. And it wasn't. It was about a girl that used to work with in the personal care home, which I referred to her as Sis. So they got all upset, you know, and they're saying it's defamatory. And so, what I'm going to do in the near future, as a matter of fact, as of the recent past, is I'm not going to no longer have the thought of that person in my head whatsoever, guys. The reason me stating this in this video is I know they're going to come across this video, or their children are going to come across it. And maybe now they can finally have peace with themselves. They can finally understand that since there was no personal name put down on that post, and since I'm stating here the name Sis was a co-worker I used to work with and not them, maybe they'll finally be at peace with their soul and realize that the post wasn't meant for them. But the freedom of speech here in the United States of America allows you to voice your opinion as long as you don't direct it personal toward a person by using their first and last name. And I think you guys seen what just happened with with that one talk show host where he was taken off the air by the FCC. He used the first and last name. But come on, guys, I got more sense than that. So we might go back down to Outer Banks next year. I mean, guys, I need so much here, man. I don't know. The house down in the 4x4 area is I think it's $800 less than the one we normally get. But oh yeah, by the way, I got my refrigerator working again. The thermostat wasn't clicking on. So what was happening is all the condensation from the freezer was like dripping on the ceiling of the inside of the refrigerator. And guys, you should have seen some of my drawers, like the fruit drawer I have. It had this much water in it. Whatever was in there got destroyed. So what I did, there's a little duct in there that has debris. It gets debris in it. I took that out. I know what some of you are going to say. Try that. As I went that route. I cleaned it out. It was the thermostat the whole time, wasn't clicking on. So you know what I did? I got a butter knife. Bam, 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 bam. I hit the area where the thermostat's housing. Refrigerator turned right on. If I can make that fridge last for another year, maybe another 2 years, I want to get a nice fridge. I want to get the kind of fridge, first of all, it has to have a water dispenser in it or on the outside. Some of them have them on the inside. Has to be a French door with the freezer on the bottom. And they cost some money. But that's what I want. I've always wanted a nice, and it has to be stainless steel because our country sinks stainless steel. Then we're going to get a stainless steel stove too. But I'm looking at around $1,500 for an affordable one. And then we need a stove because when we sell this house here, we're going to sell it with the fridge and the stove. So that's kind of like it's another project I got to get done. I'm going to probably go in debt for the fridge and stove, and I'll only be able to pay that debt off when I sell this house. When we sell the house, guys, I'm going to try to move up to Tinesta. If I could afford it, I'd move up to Maine. But that's a dream to move up there. It's not easy to move up there. That's 1,100 miles away. That is not easy to go up there for us. Plus, it's a little bit more money for some of the houses. I mean, if I had the money, guys, I'd move up to Maine in a heartbeat, man. But as of right now, it's Tinesta, the Tinesta area. Hopefully, in the area Tinesta we can go. I like Tinesta. We're not going to get anything special up there. It's going to be like a house around maybe 120, 150,000, maybe 180,000, something like that. It's not going to be nothing special. Because when we sell the house here, I have to pay everything off. All my bills are going to be paid off. Because we're going to retire up there, and we're not going to have much of an income when we retire. So I can't have credit card bills. Because I'll never be able to pay them off. And you can't sell a house up in Tinesta because not everybody wants to move up there. So I can't depend on selling the house to pay my bills off once we go up to Tinesta. For those of you that don't know where Tinesta is, it's in Forest County in Pennsylvania. People that move up to Tinesta, guys, they move up there, man, because they like nature. It's that area is called God's. A lot of people around here refer to it as God's country because it's beautiful. It's all woods. It's not mountainous. There's a lot of hills. There's a lot of people go up there to hunt. Very small little town. They have a couple stores. I think the river runs. Yeah, I think it runs through Tinesta. It's a nice area. You go up there if you like nature, if you want to get away from Pittsburgh, and if you want to get away from the rat race. That's where you go. You go to Tinesta. And I was up there a couple times, and I liked it. And I think that's where I want to move. That's where I want to die at. Because it's only me and my wife, guys, and my dog. We don't have any family. We don't have any friends. All my friends are dead. Most of them died from drug overdoses. Matter of fact, yeah, 3 of them actually. 3 of them died from drug overdoses. Well, no, 2 of them died from drug overdose. 1 died of AIDS. That was connected to him taking drugs. So 3 of them died due to drugs. And I think the same for my wife. A lot of her friends died from drug overdoses. My one friend, he lived in New York City. He was a heroin addict. When he came here, he was clean. He just smoked marijuana. And he died from AIDS because he used other people's needles when he used heroin. Then then the other guy, he took a lot of pills and he smoked crack. And his wife told me that she heard him. I guess he was going into convulsions. He was downstairs on a couch smoking crack, and it stopped his heart. But he didn't only have crack in his system. He was also taking a lot of crazy pills too that I know of. And then the other dude died from a heroin overdose. So, and that was their choice. So, yeah, that's the story about my Facebook post. And I've tried everything to get back into the profile. I cannot get back in it. Whoever hacked it, they changed the password, and there's no way I could get back in it. The people, guys, right now, man, are very rotten, very rotten. A lot of people are just rotten to the core, brother. They try to scare you. They try to get money off you. Got to watch who you're around today, guys. Watch who you're around, and females as well, guys. Because I'll tell you right now, there is no more love in the United States. Well, I'm not going to just say the United States. It's the whole world. The whole world's going nuts. There's no more love in the world. Okay, people right now, they judge you on what they can get from you. The more money you have, the more friends you'll have. The less money you have, the less friends you have. That's how they judge you. They don't judge you on what kind of person you are. They judge you on what they can get from you. And I'll tell you what, if I was wealthy, it would be that way too. I would only deal with people that are wealthy or people I like. All them people that judged me wrong when I was poor, brother, they ain't gonna get a damn cent. They could take that to the bank. So, guys, hopefully, maybe we can go for one more ride, weather permitting, on the bike, and then we're going to concentrate on changing those fluids. Transmission, primary. You know, when I used to change the primary fluid on the big dog. Why did I take the case off, guys? Why did I take the primary case off? What was I thinking? What was I thinking, guys? You take that little screw underneath there off, it drains out, right? You take the derby cover off to put the new fluid in. Why did I take the case off of that thing? But see, what I would do is I inspected everything. When I took the primary case off. But on the Harley, there's a nut underneath the primary to drain it out. Then we'll take the derby case off. We'll take the derby cover off, put the new fluid inside there. And so far, guys, the bike doesn't leak anything, man. It doesn't leak nothing. I looked underneath the engine. It's dry as a bone. The transmission fluid, there's videos on how to do that. I should be able to do that. I'm going to have to check my spark plugs. And then the engine. The engine oil, change that. And when I put that oil filter back on, I'll get the one that has the bolt on the front. That's the way I always go on any motorcycle I've ever made. I have to show you guys. I don't think many of you knew what I did to my Hayabusa, because I ball cutted a lot of stuff. I ball cutted and diamond cutted, and I made engravings on a lot of parts on that Hayabusa. I don't think many of you seen it. So I'm going to find the videos, and I'm going to put links to those videos on this video here. A girl down in Baltimore bought that Hayabusa. If I could have kept the bike, guys, I would have kept it. But I almost killed myself in that bike, guys. That's how powerful the thing was, man. And my legs were always cramped up on that. They were always cramped. I was just way too tall for it. Matter of fact, I'm too tall for the Heritage too. The big dog, was actually the most comfortable motorcycle I've ever had. You know, guys, I'll tell you, man, if I could have afforded to change the electrical system on that to all Harley, I would have kept the bike. But the dude out in West Mifflin, Black Dog Motorcycles, he does that. He quoted me around $5 to $6,000 to change the complete electronics to all Harley Davidson electronics, and the bike, he would have had the bike for about 3 months, 2 to 3 months, which is understandable, because he's working on he's a one-man show, and he's working on other bikes at the same time, and that's a lot of work to do on a motorcycle to change all that stuff over. You're talking about the controls. You have to change the controls, just everything, guys, everything. The coil, everything has to be changed over to Harley. If I was able to afford that, I would have kept that bike, but I can't afford that. I don't have $6,000 to dump on a motorcycle in cash to change that stuff over. So I got to look at some videos, guys. I got to make sure that these shocks here are the right shocks. All right, so catch you later, and take a look at those Hayabusa videos.